Hello, I'm Gary.
Oh, crypto
How do you
fascist.
do, officer? Yellow man. I mean, officer.
Holy, straight racism. Lieutenant raises his eyebrows slightly and takes out his notebook. Yellow man? Interesting. This is something to ask him about after a little probing
I'm just
first.
waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization.
This is our guy. He's setting insect traps. Yeah, I'm more of a city boy myself.
I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
Degenerates, this man respects authority too much to see the truth inscribed upon thine own visage. Pretend thou art a paragon of virtue. Degenerates? I've been trained to identify the slightest hint of degeneracy by the preeminent authority on it.
I didn't mean it in any scientific way.
Hey, since you're so, racist, is this your mug? My mug? Why would you think that? Well, you said yellow man. That's not something many people go around saying. Really? I hear it all the time, all in jest, of course. No offense meant to anyone. Well, still, seems suspicious. Did I mention the mug was found at the scene of a lynching? Okay, I admit it. I threw the mug away in the trash container behind the oh, shit. It was his. I know I shouldn't have, and I'm very sorry, officer. You're not out to find me, are you? Actually, I am. For 250 real, it's the maximum. Oh God, 250, how am I gonna pay that? He looks at the sleeve of yellow copy paper and gets a hold of himself. Okay, I'll work harder, I'll pay it off, I promise. That could be sick. This is a considerable expense to him. One month's wage, most likely. And I'll never do it again. I don't know what's gotten into me. Really, work has been stressful lately. Damn Coachco's price dumping us out of competition. What did you do, Gary? Nothing. Just answering some questions, helping out the law. Hey, well, how did you get into the trash container anyway? I know a guy who works with trash collection services, CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinet. Well, why would you need to get into everyone's trash? So I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff? Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Hymenians run it like a mob. I'm okay. I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have disgraced myself. Disgraced? No need for the histrionics, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container. He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't answer. Hey, Gary, did you put the clothes of a murder victim, the man who was hanged behind the whirling in rags, into that trash container as well? Officer, please, let me explain. It's not like that. Holy shit. You do explain. I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from... Oh, maybe this is the guy whose door we opened. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying in the yard smelling. People are animals, you know? Yeah, and then what happened? Well, then I came out to clean the rags because no one else would. I put them into the Whirling's trash along with a broken mug accidentally, or admittedly. He changes his mind mid-sentence. Oh, he's saying along with a broken mug. Admittedly, okay, I was coming to throw the mug away and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too. Right. It was just civic duty. Something was weird. Exactly. That's exactly what I think it was. Civic duty. As he shifts uncomfortably, a series of clicks like the clinking of glass beads against one another as they roll across a hardwood floor. You've heard this sound before, but where? Hey, what's that strange sound? What sound? That clinking I heard when you moved. Really? He fans his arms out slowly, and this time his motions are soundless. There's a lot of weird stuff out here in the reeds, though. Insects, trash. Could be the wind shifts some garbage nearby. Could be. The sound you heard was not the sound of something easily abandoned. Hey, listen. You wouldn't know anything about the victim's missing armor, would you? Armor? No. He changes his mind. I mean, yes, of course. I know he was wearing armor, but I don't know anything about it. I bet you he has it on him. Maybe that's what we heard moving. An infant could see he's not telling the truth, but he's too scared to admit more wrongdoing. All right, let's move on for now. I hope I could help your investigation in my small way. Don't be so relieved yet, Gary. This bad cop may have been in your apartment, admiring your mug collection, perhaps a little intimidation. Yeah, so he's confirmed that he was the guy in that apartment where we found the mug anyway. Or the mug came from the garbage where we found it, and then we saw the row of mugs in the apartment. Okay, actually, of all the things, crazy enough, this guy seems to have some info, potentially. So do we have any composure boosting clothes, by chance? I know we're taking a hit to composure because of itchy pants. Let's get rid of those. And then anything with composure we're going to throw on. It's not a lot. Here, our boots, our trusty snakeskin boots. All right. So what kind of pants do we want to wear then? We either go this one, Kingdom of Conscience, whatever the frick that is. I almost wonder if this is like a glitch referencing an old skill or something, or maybe there's some hidden thing to it. Itchy pants give us 2 half-life but minus composure, so I want to wear those right now. Let's go electrochemistry. Why not? Holy frick, we actually look normal-ish. It's pretty crazy. Okay, who put the clothes in the trash? Now we need to analyze Gary's composure to find out if he's hiding something more. Oh, this is going to be tough.
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law. I mean, officers.
Let's talk more about this before we get into the composure check. Hey, do you know anything about the man hanging behind the whirling of rags? I told you everything I know, sir. I'm truly sorry for the mug, but I have nothing to do with that. Uncomfortable shifting around doesn't make him the killer, though. It's something else. And, are you a cryptozoologist, too, like this guy? No, I help Morel with research sometimes, and I've learned some things along the way, but I don't usually go into it for picnics like this on my own. After all this time with Morel, he must have an opinion on cryptids. This could lead to a good one. Well, I'm kind of into cryptids. You have a favorite? Oh, yes, the burning rhino. Morel doubts he's real, but I don't much care because I won't be the one looking for him in the Saphrisera. What's a burning rhino? A rhinoceros that looks ordinary during the day, but burns brightly by night. At least the males do. Why only the males? The flames are not just part of decoration, they're an integral part of the beast's mating behavior. How so? During the burning rhino's mating season, herds of male rhinos, all aflame, encircle herds of female rhinos, forming a fiery ring as they begin to copulate loudly. Local peasants call it the passion ring. They fear the rhinos, as perhaps they should. Anyway, Lieutenant sighs without looking up from his notes. It's clear the burning rhino is dear to him on so many levels. How do they burn? They have special ducts just above their shoulder blades that secrete a combustible fluid. When the rhino is just beginning to light itself, it looks as though it has wings of fire. But how is this combustible fluid lit? I don't know. How does this lighting of this fluid actually work? Well, the rhino starts running very fast to build heat and stops, raising its head, and sparks fly from its neck, setting it back ablaze. I want to be running like that rhino through the night with guns blazing. We don't really do that around here. Perhaps we should have much more decisive action in Revachol. You know, the city is a flaming rhino once, a long time ago. Yes, I do. Hey, you were surprised to see my colleague, Kitsuragi. Not many Sealites here anywhere other than Seal. I meant no offense, truly. Did you remember how when we met Measurehead and I said the next racist will be the really good one? Yeah, I do, actually. Well, this is that racist. Yes, our lucky racist. Hey, man. All I meant was there are not many Sealites around here. I'm just stating a fact. Well, you gotta understand, the lieutenant is a native of Revachol. Oh, yes, of course he is. I was just speaking about his connections. Let's change the subject, okay? Sounds like some conspiracy topic. You might be able to discuss it with him when the lieutenant isn't here, if you can remember it. All right. Hey, so you live in that... Wait, hold on. Do we want to mess up his composure? Probably. You live nearby in an apartment in Martinez, don't you, Gary? Sure do, officer. His eyes narrowing slightly. He's wondering where this is going. Well, I gotta be honest. Mr. Clare might be very angry with you. You mean Mr. Everett? Yeah, he insisted I open the door to your apartment. So you work for Everett Clare. Officer, please tell him we're good. No, tell him I'll make it up to him. What have I done? He'll send the muscle after me. The man looks around whispering. He makes no one really hears you talk. Really, I don't even know what it was about. I just opened the door. Whatever it is, tell him I'm silent as the grave. I was probably talking too loudly in the whirling the other night about some theories. I won't do it again. If there's anything I can do to assist you or the union, just ask, okay? I'll try to help out if I can. This scared him proper. He's positively melting from fear. Has to prop himself up with a lot of anger to keep it together. The weather vane has turned. He cannot be unturned. He clearly likes his squirming. He may even have changed his mind about the whole door opening operation. Oh, cool. Okay, so we got this going. Actually, pretty good chances. Let's get a chat with this guy. See if we get information about him, which could help the composure. And then maybe even wrap up Lena's thing with the zoologist.
Here we go. Nice and easy. No way out, little guys. Not out of this jam.
Nice and easy. There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. It looks like some kind of trap. He notices.
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officer.
You must be Morel, the cryptozoologist.
Do you want to hear the pleasure?
That sarcasm. He takes no pleasure from your appearance. Yeah, actually, Lena sent me. She's been really worried about you and is waiting for you to get back.
Of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damned waterlock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the 881.
Yeah, well, you should know the waterlock's now been fixed, and it was fine when I crossed it.
Oh, good. We should really be getting back. Gaddy could use a hot shower and a warm bed.
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes, Gaddy, we can go soon. If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
He calls her Lena. Weird. Doesn't know his own wife's real pronunciation. Sketch? Probably not.
Sir, your wife is waiting for you.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we're going.
Oh, here, see? Hey, Morel, a couple things before you go. I'm looking for a suspect. Have you seen a woman with red hair who seems to be on the run? Afraid not, officer. I've been busy digging around the reeds for days. I'm just gonna go full southern. Looking for signs of insect activity, and I'm less interested in mammalian concerns, to be perfectly honest. Lieutenant takes a short note in his notebook, then gestures you to proceed. Hey, tell me about this phasmid you're looking for. Well, first of all, it's damn hard to find, and which is why we've been knee-deep in the reeds laying traps for it. Why so interested in the stick bug? Aren't there more sensational animals out there? Typical rookie assumption. Insects are much more sophisticated creatures than these unversed in zoology give them credit for. Even simply catching a glimpse of the Cylindian plasmid would be the apex of any cryptozoologist's career. But to study it and its defenses, find out how it stayed hidden for so long, would be glory itself. Well, what have you discovered so far? Very little, I sort of say. No one's ever captured a specimen, so all of our information is based on first and third-hand accounts. So no one's ever found one. Not yet. That's what makes it a cryptid. Just out of curiosity, if there's no proof of its existence, how do you know it's real? I know it's real. Seems taken aback by it. It's clear that his obsession with the phasma is driven by something more than the pure pursuit of scientific advancement. By which I mean, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly that the Cylindian phasmid is more than mere superstition. Well, Lena said that there's been a sighting of it here in Martinez. Yeah, the most recent sighting was by a couple of teenagers along the coast here. That's what brought us to Martinez specifically. It's the first credible sighting in several decades. Admittedly, it's an unusual location of this species, but with all the sewage runoff upstream, it probably doesn't matter anymore. Well, maybe the Ascendian plasmid has died out. Cryptozoologist shakes his head vigorously. I have to resist the thought. Such an extraordinary creature is undoubtedly highly resistant. After all, it's generally thought to be capable of parthenogenesis. Parthenogenesis? Yes, the females don't need males to reproduce. Makes it easier for species to survive in adverse conditions. Oh, whoa. This is rousing. That's pretty clever. Yes, the Insulindian phasmid is very clever insect. That's why it's so damn difficult to catch. See, as a scientist, I try to to remain dispassionate. Well, hey, I should tell you, have you noticed anything off about your friend Gary? Break through a minute, one more door. Huh? No, of course not. Why? Are you sure? Well, he's been a little unenthusiastic about the trip, more so than usual, but that's understandable. He just wants to get home and warm up. He doesn't want to say it, but this is unusual. Gary's been to the jungle with him, to places way more challenging than the coast. Why so eager to go home? Yeah, weird. Hey, by the way, Lena seems pretty eager for you to return. And I'm eager to return to her, I assure you, but I can't leave before we finish with these traps. Look south where Lena would be. My wife understands that just as well as anyone. Come on, Morale, we've been soaking out here for days. It's time to go back. And leave the traps? Absolutely not. I won't let Lena down. Come on, she wants us back. I'm soaked over my nuts over here. We'll both be catching reed crabs if we don't dry out soon. Won't let Lena down? Sounds like the cryptozoologist's wife shares a special connection to this phasmid somehow. Well, I didn't get the impression that the phasmid was so important to Lena. Well, of course it's important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting on record, one of only 4 this century, and it's hers. Really? Just sighted the phasmid? She didn't tell me that. Yeah, that's how we came to know one another, in fact. That's her story to tell, not mine. Weird. Needs to say you must ask about the mysterious phasmid. Suffice to say, it's been a long, odd dream to find proof of the Insulindian phasmid together. I can't abandon course now. Yeah, okay, I understand. I don't give up on things either. Yeah, good. A quality to have, both for a police officer and an experimental zoologist. I could go for some trap setting. Well, what if we check the traps for you? Looks at you with obvious surprise. I didn't expect you to take such an interest in the work here, officer. Well, chaos is my method, and I'm its scion. Well, be that as it may, I'd really appreciate the help. Cool. Well, the traps are clearly here, so what do I do if there's a phasmid in one of the traps? Well, bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight. He's not comfortable with the possibility that you'll claim to find, but he's lying about this even to himself. And what if I encounter the phasmid in the wild? That's highly unlikely, officer, but in the event you do, I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed. It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the side of you. It's quite potent, will last about a week. Yeah, lay it on me. He douses you with this odd-smelling spray, double helping as you present your other armpit that gives you a satisfied nod. I hope you're not buying this. He dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious, like holy water. It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop. Not that I expect you to understand self-finance in one's own research. Looks at the lieutenant with disdain. Hey, so where are these traps exactly? Well, there's 4 in total. One is to the south in this little peninsula by the very boathouse there. It's very near. Another we set in Land's End to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there, on your way to the old radio tower after the church. The third is set near the canal where you cross by a concrete slab, a big thicket of reeds going up the slope, and among them. You should check out at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality, but still better safe and stupid than story. That seems like a lot. Do we have time for this extracurricular venture? Yeah, but Kim, maybe our suspect is hiding out in the reeds along with those traps. You never know. I have a feeling that only people foolish enough to spend their time skulking among the reeds are these poor fools and us. But fine, it's not like we're drowning in leaks. All right, cool. Right, which means you two can pack up and go back to the whirling. Whatever he thinks about this detour, it's clear that these men are exhausted and in need of assistance. Finally, someone's talking sense. Thank you for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have any more questions, now's the time to ask. We'll be gone once you get to it. If it's more crypto-related business you want to discuss, you'll have time for that later too. But what about the information that's vital on the hunt? All right. So, let's read the thought, and then we're going to talk to the other guy. There is no way to open the supply depot door, accept it. Damn it. You cannot open all doors. You have to integrate this into your character. Some doors will forever remain closed, even if every single other door will open at some point or another. Maybe to a key or maybe to some sort of tool meant for opening doors. But that one will never accede to such commands. A realization crucial to personal growth. Crucial. Great. Half-life, because no fear, but all psyche white checks unlocked. Those could actually be pretty handy. Look at the map, we're going to see a lot of white. Yeah. A cell, another check there. We did get a point here. If we review those checks, we were considering going into logic for Andre or empathy maybe. Maybe empathy. Do it. Wait, we don't have any other thoughts, right? No, we don't. So yeah, empathy. Oh, wait, did it... Okay, yeah, we got it. We got empathy. We're getting +1 empathy over there as it is. Alright. So, now we need to find these traps if we want. Who knows? Why not? We might as well. Boathouses, trap morale just set up. Said do that one last. Land's End, far north, and near the canal you cross southeast of the village. Okay, we're going to try the composure check on this guy.
Hello again. Very generous of you to help us out, officer.
Pretty high now. Thinking about the armor.
To get out of here.
And morale felt Gary's weird. Come on now. Oh yeah, baby. The shirt looks very uncomfortable on him. Look at the buttons, barely keeping that thing together, as if something is ready to rip out from underneath. Yeah, something worn under there, isn't it? Yes, like a piece of ceramic armor, for example. One that makes a clicking sound when the plates meet each other, resembling pearls or marbles, stolen from the corpse in the yard near where he lives. Hey, I see you're a connoisseur of high-quality combat gear. He freezes and sighs heavily. I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I'm sorry I didn't tell you at once. He unbuttons his shirt. You see gleaming white ceramic underneath. A thin layer of interlocking plates covers his gaunt torso. I was ashamed of what I did, and I didn't want you to know. We're not detecting falsehood, sire. He's gearing up to admit the truth. The shame is surprisingly sincere. Gary, what's going on? Later, Morale. I've got apologizing to do. No, you've got explaining to do. Give me that armor now. Sick. Sighs again, hanging his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. Soon it's in your hand, smelling of his sweat. But so light to hold, like a bag of cotton. Why'd you really put those clothes in the trash? Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was waiting. I was watching them do it, and they scattered his clothes all over the yard. Everything was smelling. So I went to take out my trash and started cleaning up all those rags on the ground, him swinging up there. I had a lapse of honor, sir. I thought, he's a foreigner. They all say he wasn't from here. Only the cuirass was left, so I stripped it off him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known I'd give you the guys trouble, I wouldn't have. Fuck. Now, he says only the cuirass was on there. But that's not true, because the boots were clearly on there as well. We're detecting sincere contrition here, sire. He's not trying to flatter anyone. It's okay. It was a loose end, and we're tying it up now. I'm so fucking sorry I called you yellow, man. Seal Light officers commanded the suzerain's navy. Most of them sided with the king when they were thoroughly conservative men, he realizes suddenly. Well, Gary, why'd you lie to me, man? Because I was weak. I should have told you the moment I saw you, but... The hell, Gary? You in trouble? I'll explain later. Hey, listen, do you know who killed the hanged man? Your house was right there. I always thought it was a union, but I sure as hell won't go around saying that anymore. You have my word. I don't know. And I won't be running my mouth in the subject anymore. That is all he knows. Are we done here, Gary? Yes, absolutely. I will never do anything like this again. He looks around, relieved of some burden. I won't mess with Mr. Clare either. You have my word. Huh. Okay, cool. That went somewhere I was totally not expecting. We do have the armor now. Yes. Vitreous enamel cuirass fits snugly and redistributes kinetic energy across its countless white plates. Amazingly, it fits under your coat and also makes pretty porcelain sound when shaken. We get a +2 pain threshold and volition, -1 to empathy. So we probably don't want to wear this now. We probably want to keep our empathy as high as possible. But we've got the gloves, we've got the boots, we've got the cuirass. Like, we are laughing, man. We are laughing. Okay, so we'll check these traps later, I suppose. Let's head up to the boardwalk if we can. Actually, the boardwalk's still on this other side. Felled electrical. You see a once bright mural towering above you. The signage is peeled off over the years. Felled electrical R&D. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, tomorrow is just a whisper away. Tomorrow's just a whisper away. Looks like tomorrow never came. Step closer. Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls or cracking will soon also fall. Coastal breeze rustling and sighing in the remains of the edifice. Felled electrical, how ironic, all these dark rooms. There's something in the wind, something that's... The only way to go forward is to fail first. What is this building? Some sort of industrial ruin. I don't recognize the name of the company. R&D used to mean research and development. Looks long abandoned. You think Ruby could be in there? In there, she could. Or she could be in an identical ruin over there. Or in the boat shack, in the church tower, maybe. It's not in the church tower, Kim. Keep up. Why single out this building? God damn it, shivers. We just got rid of our shivers, too. Because we reconstruct the execution, we have a chance to listen to the wind. Damn it! Let's actually... Hold on a second. I think we have some shiver options, do we not? Won't be as high, but... Yeah, maybe not even. +1 to shivers on my scarf versus drama. Never know. Oh, this is... Hold on. Still very low. Okay, so the check is insane anyway. Let's check these before we do that. Another power box charges nothing now. It's empty. Money. Fence blocks the path. There's a big ladder going up here and actually an entrance? Weird. Ladder's broken though, so there's got to be another way to get there. 3%. We need double sixes, baby. Suddenly all quiet. There's no cold hand brushing against your forehead. No rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down or gone behind a corner. You can only hear distant waves washing the coast. The ruin in front of you is silent as a tomb. She could be anywhere. How do we find her? How do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. Okay. She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. We've already talked to the cryptozoologists. Working with them might give us a good excuse to run around, give us some structure. It's like breaking down the gameplay reasons for why we're going to go check those things out. And then there's the church. We've already searched that and can rule it out. I know it doesn't feel like progress, but exclusion is a step too. Plus, it's getting freaking late. Okay, so that's all the ruby stuff. Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can first, like we did in the village. Yeah, what was I even attempting to do here? Trying to talk to the wind, the city? Whatever you thought would happen did not. And now you're just standing here in the dark, in the dusk hour, with your hands falling at your side. Even if we had like a 6 rating on that, it still would have been quite low. Is trying to talk to the city something you've done before? Is it in your trick of secret repertoire? A trick for when you're out of ideas? A prayer of sorts to Revachol. And if it fails, if we don't find her, look on the coast. Yep. Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that. Yeah, interesting. Walk the coast, old boardwalk, the reeds. You can come back here and talk to the wind again. Look when it's ready, where it already got you. Yeah, look where it already got me. Well, we've got another point. I think we'll hold that point at least. Look for Ruby on the coast. Return to the Feld mural and consult the wind if you don't know what to do. Other than that, keep searching. Look inside the church, ask around. There are people to the west of the mural. Or I don't know, ask a girl on a date, then ask her. Yeah, that's an option. Okay.
Only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it. No larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever.